You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
All right, you guys. So appreciate everybody that's tapping on in. Like, share, and subscribe as y'all come in the building. Y'all already know what's up, man. Once again, man, salute to all of you guys that are going to join this channel, join this stream, man. And we're going to talk about the Carmelo Anthony murder trial right now and what happened today. And a lot of different things. As a few outlets were able to see the actual video footage that was released in court today. And so we're going to take a look at that again. You guys smash the like button. Hopefully we get over a few thousand likes in this video. Share the video, subscribe to the channel as Carmelo Anthony is on trial for the murder of Austin Metcalf, in which him and his team are pleading self-defense in this case. Now, this case, man, has basically galvanized both sides of the spectrum. People who defend Austin Metcalf, people who defend Carmelo Anthony. You see a major back and forth, and it seems like this is going to be one of those situations that, however it ends, it is not going to be satisfactory to either side of the spectrum. Now, if you guys haven't already, make sure y'all follow us on Kick. Make sure y'all follow us on X, all of our social medias. The links are all in the description box below this video. And if y'all want to donate, shout out to the top donators on this channel. Y'all can hit us up, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Links are in the comment section and in the description box below this video. So support the channel, man. We do a lot of work for y'all over here to bring y'all great content. Now, let's get into it. So today was the first day of the actual trial, opening statements. You already have jury selection. We talked about that on my other network yesterday. And so let's get right into that, right? So basically, today was opening statements and the start of testimony. Now, today, there was a 12-person jury, as we know. There's 6 alternates, and they were that was seated the previous day, which is yesterday. So it basically consisted of 11 women, 7 men, including the alternates, with no black jurors, which has caused a big issue. We'll talk about that. Now, basically, the defense, Carmelo Anthony's lawyers, have raised the Batson challenge over the prosecution striking the remaining 3 black prospective jurors, right, who were educators. But the judge sided with the state's race-neutral reasons, right, which we'll get into. Now, each side today had about 20 minutes for their opening statements. Judge John Roach Jr., he's presiding in this case, right? Now, the prosecution, they led by First Assistant District Attorney Bill Wersyke, right? Um, and, oh, excuse me, Bill Worski, right? Worski, I apologize, that's how you pronounce his name. And he basically came out today and described the killing as a senseless, unjustified, provoked murder with nothing to do with race or valid self-defense. Uh, you know, he claims that Carmelo Anthony entered the Memorial High School team tent, which was not his own tent, refused to leave when asked by Austin Metcalf and others. He claims that he taunted Austin Metcalf by telling him, "Touch me and see what happens," or something similar to that. And then he claims he stabbed him in the chest with a folding knife after being touched or pushed by Austin Metcalf. Now, he claims that Carmelo Anthony fled the scene. He claims that he discarded the weapon. And he initially told the police officers that he touched me first while claiming self-defense. Now, the prosecution, they called parts of his statements flat out lies. Now, they emphasize that the surveillance video is key evidence. And they said that the video will tell the story. And it shows the sequence from Carmelo Anthony entering the tent to the chaos in his fight. Now, let's go to the video because only a couple of outlets were allowed to see the video. And one of the outlets that were allowed to see the video was the Daily Mail. Now, the Daily Mail have described this situation, right? Mary Ann Martinez from the Daily Mail was able to view the exclusive surveillance footage of the incident. And she basically went and described what it showed and what it did not show. Now, according to her, the video was a 40-minute surveillance recording from a distant high angle camera near the press box on the opposite side of the field. Now, she claims that it captures the area around the Memorial High School team tent and the bleachers. Now, 10 minutes leading up to the stabbing, the immediate aftermath, and emergency response. Faces and fine details are not easily identifiable, she claims, due to the distance and the quality of that video. Now, leading up to the incident, the atmosphere, she claims, under the tent was calm, with students idly sitting and waiting out the rain delay. Now, hold on. Hold on one second, you guys. Give me a second. All right. So, basically, she says that the faces and, you know, fine details are not easily identifiable due to the distance and the quality of the video footage. Now, she claims that leading up to the incident, the atmosphere under the tent, y'all smash the like button, was calm, and she says students were sitting idly waiting out the rain delay. Now, she noted that there was no obvious physical confrontation or anything indicating that chaos was about to erupt before the stabbing. Now, she says that the video shows not directly visible on camera. She said it happened underneath the tent. The reaction, she says, though, was immediate. Students are seen suddenly fleeing from under the tent. In the aftermath, she says students carry the gravely wounded Austin Metcalf down the bleacher stairs. He is cradled in the arms of his twin brother, Hunter, bleeding heavily while awaiting help. Now, people, including adults, rushed him to aid. Now, Karmelo Anthony, per the prosecutors, flees the scene and later the police investigate under the tent. Now, the reporter says that the footage appeared to challenge claims of self-defense, as there was little visible evidence of immediate danger or a physical fight beforehand, though the reporter noted limitations of the distant camera angle. Now, the Daily Mail reporter, you guys, was one of only a couple of outlets that were allowed to view this video under strict rules, which they only could use handwritten notes and no images or clips could be disseminated of this footage. Now, basically, right, other Daily Mail coverage of the trial footage shown in court, right, mentions a person identified as Carmelo Anthony fleeing after 4 minutes with Metcalf under the tent, and some tussling and pushing that was visible in enhanced or replayed clips. But the core pre-stabbing description aligns with the earlier viewing, right? Now, this matches broader reporting that there was a distant camera The stabbing is not clearly visible and that there was quick chaos after the situation went down. Now, witness statements and police reports describe a verbal argument that escalated to a push and then a stab, which the video reportedly does not clearly capture due to its limitations. So the case has been highly contentious with self-defense claims and racial debates. Now, the one thing she acknowledged is that you can't really see what happened. So the fact that you can't see what happened from that video that they were shown in court today, you cannot go off assumptions on that video because the video, you can't really see what happens. Because what happened under the tent. And the angle of the video is not under the tent. The angle of the video is a completely different angle, right? So now let's move forward. Carmelo Anthony's team came, led by Mr. Mike Howard and Mr. Toby Shook. Now, they portrayed Carmelo Anthony, and that's his defense, as a good student athlete who had a 3.7 GPA. He was an A- student, right? Who was a very good student. And he sought shelter from the rain under the tent after he saw a friend over there. Now, they claim, which is Carmelo Anthony's defense, that Austin Metcalf and his brother, the twins, who were much taller and much physically heavier than Carmelo Anthony, and other friends confronted Carmelo Anthony and surrounded him under this tent. He also claims that Austin Metcalf made the first physical contact, which went along the lines of some type of punch, grab, or push, one or the other. Now, he acknowledged that there was a lot of noise and misinformation around this case, but he urged people to only focus on the evidence in the case. Now, we get to the testimony and some of the evidence. So throughout today, the prosecution called witnesses focused on context, video, and the immediate aftermath. Now, the key points from this, they had a guy by the name of Mark Porter who went up there. He was a forensic video analyst, right, from Tarrant County DA's office, right? Now, that was their first witness. Now, he testified about enhancing the surveillance footage from multiple Frisco ISD cameras at the stadium, right, which were distance and high-angle views. Now, jurors, they viewed the raw and enhanced clips, which showed Carmelo Anthony entering the memorial tent. Y'all smash the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Y'all come here. I'm giving y'all a full breakdown on what happened today. Quick movements pushing under the tent, right, which did not show the stabbing itself. It wasn't clearly visible due to the angles and the positions of the camera. The students scattering, I should say, all over the place, with Carmelo Anthony fleeing, and he was chased by others, and the police subsequently detaining him. And the timeline, which was a short overall incident, which was 15 minutes from Austin Metcalf's arrival to Carmelo Anthony's arrest. Now, the defense, they cross-examined on limitations of the video. And they basically cross-examined and attacked that the video does not clearly show the start of any argument or precise actions under that tent. So then you have the track culture witnesses, right? The Frisco Memorial coaches and the trainer. Now, a trainer by the name of Tiffany Whitaker, who's an athletic trainer, reinforced the tent etiquette. Like, quote she gave was mark your spot, like a bench, not normal to hang out in another team's area. She got emotional describing the scene, prayed with Hunter Metcalf, and stopped Anthony, who was hysterical, and said he put his hands on me, right? Meaning Carmelo Anthony, right? She said he was hysterical and he put his hands on me. And she said that weapons are banned, right? So testimony continued into the afternoon with cross-examinations and more video discussion. So the court handled the pretrial motions earlier and managed protests outside activity that was going on, including capping ass Jake Lang's presence, right? So there are strict courtroom rules that was laid down. No reactions in the courtroom, limited seating for the families and the media only. Gag order is in full effect. The crowds and protests outside, supporters for both sides, tensions got risen, but it was managed. And this trial is expected to last 2 weeks. Now, Carmelo Anthony faces up to life in prison if he's convicted of first-degree murder, right? Now, let's get into the Batson challenge that his lawyers came with. Now, that is a legal objection during jury selection, right? In the United States courts, alleging that the opposing party, usually the prosecution in criminal cases, use preemptory, right, challenges, right? And they strikes that it doesn't require a stated reason to exclude potential jurors based on race, ethnicity, or sex, which was later extended. Now, it stems from the landmark of what was a 1986 U.S. Supreme Court case, Batson versus Kentucky, you guys, and that was ruled that such strikes violate equal protection clause of the 14th Amendment. Now, the framework have been extended to civil cases and other protected characteristics, you guys. So basically, it's a three-step Batson challenge procedure. The courts follow the structure, which is burden-shifted analysis when the challenge is raised, you guys. So basically, there's a prima facie case, right, which is the initial showing of possible discrimination, which the objecting party, which is the defense, must show circumstances that rise as interference of purposeful discrimination. And this is not a high burden and is not intended to be a high hurdle, right? And relevant factors, which would include basically a pattern of disparity in the strikes, striking most or all jurors of a certain race, basically black, right? Uh, the struck jurors belonging to a cognizable race, ethnicity, or sex group, especially matching the defendant's group, which is black. Questions asked differently of minority versus the majority jurors. Struck jurors being similar to accepted jurors in relevant ways, or should I say relevant ways. And case-specific racial dynamics, meaning interracial crime, things like that, right? So the challenge should be timely, typically as soon as a strike occurs or soon after, and it is usually made on the record, often at the bench. Now, you also have the race-neutral explanation. Now, if the judge finds that the prima facie case, if he finds a prima facie case, the burden shifts to the striking party, which would be the prosecutors, to provide basically facially race neutral reason that they struck this juror. So the explanation doesn't need to be strong enough for a cause for challenge or bias. And common examples could be the juror's body language, prior experiences, answers to questions, occupation, age, family, or perceived attentiveness. Now, the striking party must articulate the reason clearly. Now, determination of pretext and purposeful discrimination, they're saying basically the judge, he evaluates whether the proffered or neutral reason is genuine or a pretext for discrimination. Now, the objecting party can rebut it. Now, the court considers the totality of the circumstances, including credibility, consistency, right, comparative treatment of the jurors, and if the judge finds purposeful discrimination by the preponderance of the evidence, the strike is disallowed. So remedies can include reseating the juror, striking the panel, and restarting selection, or on appeal, getting a new trial, right? So you have a reverse Batson as either side, defense or the prosecution can raise it. The judge's role, which is the trial judge, has significant discretion. Hearings are often held outside of the juror's hearing. You have the limitations and criticism, which the Batson relies heavily on striking the party's honesty and judges' scrutiny. Now, the courts have noted it can be difficult to prove pretext, leading to ongoing debates and reforms in some states. Now, Texas context, basically, which is relevant, I should say, to recent cases, Texas has followed the federal Batson framework. Challenges are common in high-profile trials, and judges rule based on the three steps, you guys. Now, this process aims to balance the traditional use of preemptory challenges with the constitutional protections against discrimination in the justice system, right? So here's the situation for you guys, right? And I just want to give y'all like this, right? The bottom line is the videotape they have didn't show anything as far as the actual context of what happened. So basically, they're going, and I'm just say this right now, they're going off of hearsay because the video that was presented in court doesn't show anything except for the tent and people running out of the tent, right? It doesn't show what happened under the tent. Think about what I just said. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to put this out here. I ran track and cross country before. So when I was in high school, I did these events, right? Well, you go to these big track events, and they have many schools there, and everybody has their school section, and they have tents up for their school section. And let me say this: when the lady came out talking about all the tent etiquette, that is somewhat true that you have tent etiquette. But if it's raining, I've seen people go into other people's tents before. If we got a rain delay, or if you know somebody from another school or you cool with somebody, I've seen that happen. I've seen people go under other people's tents before. How do I know? Because I ran track and ran cross country. That's how I know. I ran track and cross country in middle school and in high school. So I know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. When you go to these track events and these cross country events, what they have is they have these big tournaments almost. So it's like all these different schools that are represented, right? So when you get to these events, they'll have like various tents out there, right? For different schools. You hear what I'm saying? So you might have 8, 9, 10 schools out there, and they all have, you might even have more than that. And because you have all different types of events going on. You have shot put, you have all this stuff, high jump. I've done all these things before. I did the high jump, I did the shot put, I did cross country. So so basically it's like this. If there's a rain, right, and let's say your group hadn't got their tent set up yet, right? And another school, you might know somebody from over there because y'all might be cool, and you might go into that tent and might holler at them, yo, what's good, man? Somebody else on their team might feel a way about that shit because they territorial, but I've seen it happen before. It's not like it's something that never happens. This happens a lot. Now, if you going under the tent to provoke somebody else, that's something different. But that doesn't seem like that was the situation here. That's what happened. That he went under the tent looking for smoke with them. What they're saying is that when he went under the tent, dudes came and approached him and told him, yo, you got to get out. Bro, it's pouring down raining. Right? It's pouring down raining, dog. So the question I would ask is, there's two questions. Did his team have their tent set up, which I'm pretty sure is going to come out, whether or not his team, because again, sometimes your team don't have your tent set up, and sometimes your team tent don't even be like another team's tent. Bro, let me tell y'all something. Sometimes our team, we ain't even we had like little sections in the bleachers or around the bleachers or somewhere around. So other teams might have full tents. Not everybody is the same. Not everybody's the same, right? So once again, here's the thing. Now, everybody talked about the weapon, right? Here's the situation with the weapon, and I can talk about this too. No, you're not supposed to bring a weapon to school, but here's the question I'm gonna tell y'all right now. 40% of kids bring a weapon to school in their bag, meaning a knife, folding knife, like that's on a like a camping knife that's on a folding thing, or some type of. 40% of kids have a weapon in their bag or in their locker. 40%. You know why? Because of fucking bullying. You know why? Go look on X every single day and look what they're doing. I just saw a dude on X slam a girl's head into a table. I just saw it the other day. You see these girls fighting, these girls, people jumping, dudes fighting each other, getting jumped. So let me tell you something. When you go in here in these different events and you dealing with people that's bigger than you, some people feel like I need my protection. I'm not finna sit out here and get punked out and beat up. Because a lot of the parents, they don't know what goes on in the school on a normal basis. They don't know this. So when you look at two different situations, this is what I'm talking about right here. A lot of people don't talk about this. So you should talk about these different aspects of bullying, right? Because bro, let me tell you something. A lot of y'all right now don't even know your kids go to school and get bullied every day. You don't know it. Your kid is probably ashamed to tell you that they go to school and get bullied every single day. And one day they're gonna get tired of getting bullied. One day they're gonna get tired of getting bullied. Let me tell you something. So when you're younger and somebody's older than you, bigger than you, do you know how it is when you go into school? I want everybody to think about this. Think about you going into school and you a freshman and that person's a senior. Freshmen usually get pushed against in lockers and beat up and all kind of shit. You have to be cool with a big dog in order to get respect in a lot of schools, especially when you new coming in or you were younger, you're in a lower grade. People don't talk about this stuff. So bullying means something, right? Now, here's the thing. I would have been more understanding about the whole situation if it wasn't raining. Or if he didn't know nobody and he just went under that tent. Now that's a violation. But if it's pouring down raining and he knows somebody from over there and he just went under the tent and they approached him and we didn't get to see it, that's up in the air. That's where the whole situation now is up in the air. Right? Because think about this. If you got, because they said that the two twins and multiple other people walked up on this dude. So what do you think he think gonna happen? They surround him, telling him, hey, you gotta get out of here, bro. Think about this. You guys don't, a lot of people don't understand this stuff, man. This stuff happened every single day. How do I know? Because I witnessed this. Guess what? I was the person that was one of the bigger persons in my school. I'm 6'9" today. When I was going to school, I was one of the bigger persons. So that shit wasn't happening to me, but I saw it happen to other people. I saw it happen to younger guys that would get bullied and punked on. When we go to track events, I saw fights break out. I saw dudes get jumped. You can go on X and watch this every day. It's laid out online every single day for you to watch. There's no question about it. And I could understand if it was one-on-one situation. But they said there was multiple people that walked down on him, which is normally how it happens. Normally, that's how it happens, bro. Let me tell y'all a story. So one time we was, and this is when I was in college. We're playing against another team, a rival team, right? So for some reason, they had both of us going in the court at the same time. That we hated each other. Our team and this team, nigga, we about to fight for every time we got it was about to be a fight, right? So, but they was trying to punk us, but they couldn't do it. It was, I mean, we was ready for whatever. So right when before we go in the game or before we go in the gym for warm-ups, we had to come meet face to face and all go through the same door, the same side. Man, they had to have about 30, 40 people come back there breaking that shit up from what was getting ready to happen before that fight. But it was about to go down. This is how it is with schools. Some schools will hate a different school because that's your rival. So everybody that's on your team, sometimes they will target certain people on other teams. Right? But to think that it's impossible or it's not normal for a person to go another person. Now, there's an etiquette thing? Yes, there is. If it's pouring down raining, am I going to bother you about you waiting under our tent? No, it's pouring down raining. But if you coming over there looking for a problem, talking shit, now that's something different. See, that's the thing. Somebody got to tell me where Karmelo Anthony went over there popping shit under their tent. Tell me where he went over there saying, yo, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. From what the reports are that they approached him. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You got to get out, blah, blah, blah. In the pouring rain, and he knew somebody over there, right? So if you're surrounded like that by dudes that are bigger than you and outweigh you, man, you never know what this dude had been through. You never know if he's been bullied or beat up before or something like that. Y'all don't understand, man, bro. These people be out here putting. I want y'all to go to X and look on X every day in school. They have these school fights every day where these kids getting jumped. At some point in time, a kid gonna tired of getting jumped. They're not gonna tell you as a parent. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna go right in the kitchen and take something, put in that bag, and go to school. Because they tired of getting beat up. They tired of getting bullied. They tired of getting ran out of. They gonna say, hey man, look, I'm telling you right now, bro. And it's sad because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I blame the teachers and the leaders because they ain't doing enough. See, that's the real people who need to be on trial. Where are the track coaches at? Where are the cross country coaches at? Where are the leadership that's supposed to be out there? Schools should have had security out there at these events. When you have these events, you have all these events, where's security at? You got that many people out there, should be a requirement. See, they're not talking about this. And I've seen so many school fights where you got disrespectful kids fighting the teachers, trying to run down and punk on the teachers, fighting classmates, all of these different things. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm going to keep it 100 on my channel, bro. My dad, I told y'all this. My dad had to come to school one day, right? We used to play paper football in the back of the class. I don't know if anybody know about this. We used to play paper football, right? So one dude will play on the table, paper football, and when you score, y'all know you got to kick a field goal with the paper, right? So, man, I kicked that field goal hard as hell with my hand. Bap! I kicked that field goal, and that thing hit that boy in his face. And he was mad because everybody was laughing. He had to put up the field goal, and I kicked that field goal like that, right? He got up, tried to put his hands on me. And I got a pencil, and I ain't going to tell you what I did with that pencil. And I got expelled. My father came up to the school. That nigga was mad as hell at me. But he didn't stay as mad because he knew I had to stand on business and protect myself because dude put his hands on me. So I did get on punishment. And dude ended up, he had an issue for a little while, right? Principal, everybody got involved in it. I got in big trouble, bro. I ain't gonna lie, right? But I was like, hold on, bro. You ain't finna do it. We out here playing a game, bro. You finna react like that? Like, okay. You guys got to understand, a lot of parents don't know a lot of the things that's going on in school with their kids, bro. I'm going to tell y'all another story. So one time, I told y'all this before. Nigga, I was acting up so bad in the class, nigga. The teacher the teacher told the principal. The principal called my father. My father came from work. That nigga came from work. He was in his suit. He came right from work, came right up to the school. Now, in this era, this is the wood doors with the 3 glasses on the door. It had 1, 2, 3 glasses so you can look right in the class. I'm in the class clowning and shit, sitting in the back laughing and clowning. Yeah, nigga, you know what it is, dog. You know what I'm saying? Shout it. Yeah. Just acting a fool, right? I look at the door, my daddy standing right there looking dead at me. I'm like, oh, shit. Nigga, my heart dropped down my chest, nigga. That nigga looked at me, opened the door. He said, come here. I said, oh, my God. Nigga, I got up. That nigga took me to the principal. He walked. The principal was standing behind him. I ain't even see her because my dad's big, so she's standing beside him. My dad's tall, so she's standing beside that nigga. I couldn't even see her until I came out the hallway. They walked me to the goddamn principal's office. She hand that nigga a paddle. I'm like, what? Is this shit legal? She gave my dad a paddle. This nigga took me into the bathroom right beside the principal's office. It got like 2 little stalls in there. Y'all know how I go, 2 little stalls with the door and then 1 little stall where you can just pee in. Man, that nigga took me and locked me in that little stall. It was, nigga, I jumped over the goddamn stall trying to get away from that nigga, bro. That nigga hit me. That nigga beat me so bad that day. Nigga, I got a spanking so bad in the school that day. And the principal helped that nigga. Nigga, that nigga was like, to go back to class. Nigga, I ain't going back to class. Nigga, I was crying. Nigga, I ain't going back to class, nigga. That nigga just had to take me home. But I'm gonna tell y'all the difference. They was paying attention to what I had going on. The teachers were paying attention. My parents were paying attention. This era we live in, these parents ain't paying attention. All you gotta do is go on X and look. Go on X and watch how some of these people are getting bullied and beat up every single day in school. That's all you gotta do is go on X. I'm gonna show y'all videos tonight. I'm gonna go on my podcast show. I've already been doing this on my podcast show. I'm gonna go on my podcast show today, and I'm gonna show y'all videos. Matter of fact, I don't even gotta talk to y'all about this. Have y'all seen all the videos of fights that have gone on at graduation? At graduation, a formal event where parents supposed to come celebrate with the kids. These niggas fighting at graduation. No shame. No shame. And every time you look, the teachers can't control this shit. The professors can't control it. So what are you doing if you a kid and you getting bullied? What do you do if you're a youngster and you feel like, hey man, this dude, he might have a gun or something else with him? What do you do? Right? See, these are different things that people have to look into when you're dealing with youth. That's what happens when you a nigga like me and I care about the youth. I think about all different angles. Right? So your youngsters, they might not never tell you the shit they're going through, my nigga. Your kid might be coming home getting bullied all the time. Getting his shit taken from him. Lunch, meal tickets, all kind of shit. He might not be telling you. She might not be telling you. But it's building up in him. It's building up in him. And you find out at the last minute when some crazy shit don't went down. And all you got to do is go look online. This shit is all online. They jumping people, beating people up in the bathrooms. And think about this. I blame the school teachers and the security. They ain't doing shit. I've watched most of these fights. The school teachers ain't even prepared to deal with those types of shit. Every school teacher should be prepared to deal with conflict immediately. The teachers, you see a lot of fights, the teachers ain't nowhere to be found. Think about this. Where's the hallway patrol at? When I was in school, they used to have hall monitors. Right? Every single part of the school had hall monitors. Where they at? They don't have that no more. You see these people fight, man. These people out here scrapping for a long time. Kids scared to go to class. All these things. All these different things going on. Y'all have to understand, man. So parents should pay more attention to what's going on with your youth, with your young ones. Y'all need to be going to these schools to see what type of environment your kids are in. One day, just take off work early and go to school and see what they got going on. See what they have to deal with. See who they're hanging around. See who's pushing up on them. I'm telling you this. See if their teachers are doing the right things in between classes or interacting. All this stuff is very important. So when they try to just put something on Karmelo could have looked and said, man, these are 3, 4, 5 big dudes. Like just came up on me like this. I ain't got no shit. They might hurt me. Right? You never know if he dealt with anything else on a different track. See, all these things psychologically need to be investigated. Was this kid bullied? See, I'm telling you something. Nigga, let me get on any of these cases. I'm going to get deep on their ass. Were these kids bullied? Were these kids mentally put in situations to where, because see, this is a question. You would have to ask, hey man, why did you have a knife? Don't just say, hey man, they got this, they got that. You ask questions, why? Why? He felt like he needed for some reason. If he's not a gangster, think about this. You're a 3.7 student, A- student. Why in the blue hell you need to bring a knife to school unless you feel like you have to protect your life? Why? Why are you taking it to track meets? Why? Ain't nobody asking those questions. And if they're asking those questions, they're not thinking about that the potential answers to those questions could open up a whole broader way of thinking, right? Because see, if I was there and I seen that shit popping off and I'm working with these youth, oh hell no, that shit getting squashed right there. See, they need more teachers who gonna run down on this shit. Soon as I seen them do the, hey, what's going on over here? No, we clean this out. Y'all, we gonna clear this out right now. Get over there. Y'all go over there. Going over there. We clear this out right now. No question about it. Now we don't have that. Go look at all the incidents. Everybody grabbing their camera, hooting, hollering, and laughing and shit, egging and cheering this shit on till something bad happened to somebody. You ain't got nobody that's running around here, hey, yanking dudes up and throwing them. Hey, man, what y'all doing, man? Cut this capping ass shit out. There's a difference. Right? There's a difference. The schools are slacking. I'm telling y'all this right now. The schools are slacking. The schools should have mandatory days where they checking everybody's bags. Forget that little one day every 4 months where you check a locker. No. We checking y'all bags randomly, maybe once or twice a week. We checking y'all bags for any type of weapons. Yeah. We checking everybody. Yep. We just pulling up to your class. We stopping your class and we checking all y'all stuff. And we checking your lockers too. I'm telling y'all this. You get these teachers, and I'm be honest with y'all, teachers feel like all I gotta do is go in here and teach a lesson. They don't feel like they have to help the students with life lessons. They don't feel like they have to help protect these students. That's the problem right there. They don't feel like they gotta get involved in a physical situation. A lot of these teachers are gonna sit back and say, man, I ain't getting paid to do this. I ain't getting paid to do. No, you have to put your soul into that. You have to put your spirit into that job. Right? Whenever I see kids at basketball camps that I do, getting ready to fight or getting ready to get into it, man, I'm over there like, it ain't even no question. I'm yanking both of them up. I'm yanking both of their asses up. What y'all doing? What's going on? Oh, no. Oh, hell no. Ain't finna be no fight over here. I don't know what y'all talking about. Hey, both of y'all give me 50 push-ups right now. So, oh, you got an attitude? Okay, come on over here with me, dog. Come on over here and sit down, bro. You ain't finna play no more until y'all squash this. And if I hear anything else about it, bro, I'm telling you right now, bro, I'm gonna kick you out. No, ticket, man, don't do that. Nah, I'm gonna do it. I'm telling you right now. Right? And I'm serious about that. That's a serious thing. People are underestimating bullying that's going on in the schools. And you have to understand and ask yourself, why are students putting themselves in these positions? Why is a 3.7 GPA student feel like he got to take a night to school? The question ain't is, hey man, see, you took a night to school. No. The question is why? Think about what I just said to y'all. That's the real question. Why? Why you feel the need to do that, man? What's going on? Talk to me. Parents need to be talking to their kids. Man, what's going on at school, man? Come on, shoot straight with me. You ain't always got to be extra hard bearing on your kids because they don't want to tell you nothing. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, when to be easy on them. Hey man, have a good conversation. Hey man, come on, let's go chop it up. Get some sandwich, something like that, man. What's going on at school, man? Well, what's up with old boy, man? What they doing over there? Say what? See, that's how you get the intel. That way you can go through the proper channels and squash it. Versus you not knowing what's going on, and then you got a situation like this. So the question everybody should be asking is, why did Karmelo Anthony feel like he had to take that knife to protect him? Why? Did he feel any type of threat or danger? Right? You must have. Here's another question I would have. See, this is all the things I would do. How many fights he been in school? Is Karmelo Anthony a guy who initiates fights? Or is he a guy who normally just by himself or doesn't bother people? See, all these things, they're going to have to break down in front of the jury to show you whether this dude is a trouble starter or whether he's a guy who's just, laid back, whatever. And this is a one-time thing. Because if it's a one-time thing and he felt like he had to protect himself, he's not a guy that goes out here starting shit, trying to create issues, trying to create problems, a bad student, a menace. I would have all his teachers coming up there speaking about his character as a student. Think about this, right? Think about this. Have you noticed anything with him, right? These are all different things that need to be asked. Here's the last thing I'm going to leave on y'all. And I'm going to leave y'all like this. And it's on both sides. The parents. What are they seeing from the parents at home? See, y'all come on my channel and y'all get so mad at me when I stir fry niggas like Diddy. Fuck niggas like Diddy. But I'm finna tell y'all something that's very, very true. The youth mimic and take after what the parents and the adults do. If your kids see you and your husband or you and your man always cussing each other out, fighting, and all, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think that's going to do to them? That's going to create a sense of normality within them. Kids see the daddy smoking and getting high. What you think your kid going to do? See, a lot of these parents ain't got no damn responsibility. They absolutely ratchet. Right? So when you see some shit like Diddy beating the fuck out of Cassie, and then you got these weirdo that's out here defending that activity, foolishness, right? When you see them defending that foolishness, you say, what type of example y'all leading to the youth? You supposed to be letting these youth know, no. That's not what you do, bro. That's not acceptable, bro. And then cats want to move the goalposts. Well, that's not what he's being charged. He should have been charged with that. And you know it. I don't give a damn how he gets locked up. His ass need to be doing that time. As long as he's locked up, he need to be doing that time for what he did. That way, you show the youth that this is not acceptable. This is the same mentality you have with a guy like Chud the Builder. Lock his ass up. That way, people can see that this is not acceptable human behavior. Peep what I'm saying. So the parents need to do a better job with the leadership, man, and what you're presenting in front of your kids. Think about this. If you ain't got no self-control as a parent in front of your kid, what you think they're going to have? Men, if you don't respect your wife in front of your son, how you think he going to respect any woman? Ladies, if you don't respect your man in front of your daughter, how the hell you think she going to respect any man? She going to be just as funky of an attitude as you. All these things mean something. If you are extra violent and crazy, what you think your kid going to be? My dad used to always tell me, what you do most is what you do best. If you want to run around here acting like a fool all the time, you're going to be a big fool. Think about this. What you do most is what you do best. I'm not going to come around here acting like I'm uneducated and shit. Like, I ain't got to be cool for nobody out here. I'd rather be right and speak the truth. So it's a lot of questions that should be asked about Karmelo. From his teachers, from his peers, and from people that's been in his life. About his character, his mentality. And if this dude is an A- student that never gets in trouble, and all these other things, ain't never had none of these type of situations, don't be getting in the fights, ain't no type of confidence, why the hell does he have to have a knife? That is $1 million question. What is going on? What type of threat is this kid facing that he feels like he has to have a knife? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Salute everybody tapping on in, man. It's gonna what I said gonna go over people's heads. But what I'm saying is 1000% truth, man. Right? And I live, thou shalt not kill. I live on that. Right? But I'm gonna say this. We all need to do a better job at how we're patrolling these youth. And I'm gonna tell you something, I will be upset at the whole school. Because I think they didn't have enough security, they didn't have enough adults out there. It should have been because we always supposed to have a track coach with us. Where was the track coach? Why is nobody asking these questions? Where is the track coach that's supposed to be with these teams? Where is the track coach that was supposed to calm this? And where is the adults that's supposed to be out there? There's supposed to be a whole bunch of just youth just out there. Where's the adults that are supposed to be stepping up doing your damn job? This comes with it. I'm not gonna sit back and just some of these people get off on this shit. They sit up there and laugh at your kid getting bullied on, punked on. Some of these teachers are very immature. I'm telling y'all this. Y'all need to start checking out who's teaching these youth. I'm being very honest with y'all when I say that. I'm gone, man. Y'all, like I said, man. Just food for thought, man. Y'all do the dishes.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.